Friday.
Happy Friday.
You know, there's nothing like being at work
On a Friday.
in your pajamas.
Well, these are more kigurumis. Would you sleep in these? I would be very warm.
I mean, if it were winter.
That's true.
I might. So, hello, welcome to ThinkGeek this week. Thank you for joining us. We are here. We are in kigurumis / pajamas. I guess it depends on maybe your climate or just your sleeping preferences.
Exactly, yes.
I am Snorlax.
And I am Gengar. Which I feel like is sort of opposite personalities.
That is true.
If we had to guess. I'm more of a sort of sleep all day.
I am also asleep all day.
Eat some leftovers, and you're more of a mischievous imp.
That is true. It's opposite day, I guess.
Yeah. You know what? Mirroring is hard. I was trying to straighten the hood, but I've made it instead.
I didn't realize I had ears, too. That's very cute.
Snorlax has ears.
I know, but I didn't realize they were on his hood, which is very cute. Hello. We hope that you're having an excellent Friday. We hope that you are also in your pajamas, because that's just the best state of being, I think.
That's just the way we do.
We hope that you have cool weekend plans coming up, but before you get to jump right into those, you're spending time with us, and we appreciate
love it.
We appreciate you, and yeah, just thanks for joining.
How's your Friday been going, guys? It felt like a really long week.
Feels like a really long week.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it's the weekend.
Yes.
And I have cool, fun plans to do this weekend. And,
oh, nice.
It's just, that Friday feeling. I'm already there. # Friday feeling. I've been there since, Thursday morning, if I'm being honest.
I kept thinking every day was Friday this week, and I was just excited for it. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone tuning in just now. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, we love you all.
We love all of you. Every single one of you. There have been some things that happened in the news, but before we get to those, I know a lot of you are here because you heard we are giving away 2 of the last unicorn statues. Let me tell you, that is correct. There is a link in the comments or the description of the video that you are watching, depending on where you are. It is also on the screen right there. Boop, 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 boop. It is bit.ly/TD. Oh no.
TGTW 62918. It's Friday.
Yes, it is Friday. Bear with me a little bit. That's correct. It is the date.
Yes. It is TGTW ThinkGeek this week.
Oh, I gotta put my hood
62918. You don't have to. You just live your true life.
I do.
And so, yeah, what we're going to give away is, I'll put a lot up on screen here, 2 of these beautiful last unicorn statues.
Mm-hmm. There's also one of them behind me, which we will show later in the show to give you an idea of the really awesome detail. I didn't really realize this before I had opened the package, but she's actually pearlescent.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
Her paint is really meticulous and really, really well done. So we are giving away 2 of the last unicorn statues. We will be announcing the winners at the end of the show, but make sure you follow that link and/or type it into your browser.
Yeah, sometimes when you're on mobile, it doesn't if you click away into our pinned comments, so you might have to open a different browser.
Sorry, we have tried everything that we know about to make that easier for you, but unfortunately
we can't program Facebook.
Facebook doesn't want you to click away from our beautiful faces, and we understand that at least.
But she's perfect.
She is perfect.
She comes off her stand, so I hope I actually don't drop her.
Oh, we're just bringing her right on up there.
Yeah, I mean, she's nice and we love her.
She's very good. I will give her a little bit of a smooch later
on.
You know that I will.
I know you will.
So if you're here for that, make sure you follow that link in the comments of the description, enter some information so that we can give you things for free.
That's what we want to do. That's the whole reason we started this.
So, let's talk about some news that happened this week. We're going to return to a segment maybe that I haven't had a chance to do in many moons.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy to be here and present in this time and live in this world in which Overwatch has announced their new hero. That was a little Freudian slip. They've announced their new hero, who happens to be a hamster in a mechanized, death ball. And he is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So welcome back to Bianca's Overwatch Corner.
One day I'll make a graphic for her that won't get us in trouble with Blizzard. I'll just Photoshop her face onto every single hero that she has called her boyfriend or girlfriend.
They're all my boyfriends and girlfriends. I love them so much.
Or your children.
Or my beautiful children.
But Hammond, tell me more. Hello, Bianca, host of Bianca's Overwatch Corner, show within a show.
Yes, show within a show. I'm here to answer your questions about Overwatch. I know you have so many.
So, for a long time, the lore and the people who study it, the Overwatch archaeologists,
absolutely,
had thought that Hammond would be, much like Winston, a primate.
Yes, they did think that. And that's because Hammond comes from the Horizon Lunar Colony, which is where Winston comes from. He's from the same lab. And at the Horizon Lunar Colony, we do know that there was a ton of apes that they were genetically modifying and making like very smart and not really gorillas anymore. So there was a bunch of like apes and primates and gorillas that they were experimenting on.
Yes.
And we did know that one of them had escaped the Horizon Lunar Colony and that his name was Hammond. And everyone, of course, just assumed that he was another primate. No.
He is not.
He is a very, very smart, genetically engineered hamster.
A little hamster.
Who is devious and who escaped the Horizon Lunar Colony in an escape pod that's like round. It actually looks like a core from Portal.
Oh, weird.
And so he escaped in that, and then once he landed in Australia, Junkertown actually, which is where Junkrat and Roadhog are from.
Yeah.
Once he landed there, he upgraded his escape pod into this like rolling ball of death that also has guns and lasers on it.
Yeah.
And then he started battling in the mech battle arena in Junkertown and actually won the whole thing.
Because he's a very good, smart hamster.
He's so smart and good, but he is very dangerous.
Yeah, exactly.
Smart and good and furry, but also pew pew will shoot you. Has no qualms about that.
Yeah.
So he is the newest hero to the Overwatch roster. He is a tank, and his ball rolls around the map, and it has like a grappling hook that he can shoot out and basically turns into a wrecking ball.
It looked so overpowered. Honestly, when I saw some gameplay footage, I was like, that's going to get nerfed.
So
that has to get nerfed.
I watched some really good footage from the PTR where they were in Nepal, and it was that point that you go up and it's like a shrine, and in the middle is that big, it's like a plinth, and that's the point that everyone's fighting over. It's a control point. And I saw a really good clip where Hammond just rolls up really fast, attaches to the plinth, and then just starts spiraling around the plinth like a tetherball and knocks everyone off of the point. It's so good. I'm very excited to try him out. He seems to bring a lot to the meta. And we have a new tank, which I'm excited about. We haven't had one of those in a while. And
Zarya is the only good one.
Well,
that's not true.
Don't speak ill of her.
They're actually all
my
very
beautiful
good.
Girl.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, but Diva's in that class. Oh no, but Reinhardt's in that class.
Oh no, but we love everyone from Overwatch. There have been some people who say, hey, why is there a hamster in my Overwatch meta? And to those people, I say, you couldn't be more wrong. Hammond is perfect. He fits completely within the world of Overwatch, which includes a giant genetically modified gorilla with like a electricity cannon. It has like mecha humans that are sentient and sapient and function just the way humans do. There's a woman whose skin is blue for no reason, and we don't know why.
Like, a hamster in a death ball is a good idea.
Yes, it's always a good idea, but it's particularly a good idea for Overwatch. I do have one last thing to say, and that is that
he's perfect and you don't want to hear otherwise?
He's perfect, I don't want to hear otherwise, and also Aaron and I have a debate on whether or not he...
This is a long story.
...is, well, he's 14 years old in, like, the meta of Overwatch, in the canon of Overwatch. Does that mean he's an adult, or is he a little baby hamster? We're still trying to figure it out. Like, is he this, like, teenage badass hamster guy who's just like, he escaped and he's like doing his own thing?
Is he 14?
He's like rebelling against the man and his parents? Or is he an adult hamster man because hamsters age differently. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
We have a lot of them, and I will respond to them if you tweet them at me.
Honestly, anytime you have any thoughts about Overwatch, just tweet at ThinkGeek. Bianca will be more than thrilled to look at all of them and get excited about them. I see in the comments that some people are having trouble with the link. I keep clicking pin comment, and it does seem to be having some problems. So again, I'm just gonna, while we talk, we'll put it up on the screen here. And I'll not hunch down so you can't see me. So you might just have to type that one in. Sorry about that. I have no idea why Facebook won't let me hit pin comment.
Well, also, in case you're watching from Facebook, you will have to type this link into your browser. Facebook doesn't allow hyperlinking in live video chats. We're sorry. We don't understand it either. But we promise it does work and it is open.
I know Bianca tricked you all by saying it's a Hamtaro reboot. It's not a Hamtaro reboot.
Or is it?
She's just making a joke about him being a hamster. I'm sorry if we got any of your hopes up. I also would love a Hamtaro reboot. I got weirdly into that show, and they had some games as well.
Didn't it used to come on, like, before Toonami? Because that's when I watched it, is like when I came home from school, there was still like an hour before Toonami started. And I think that's when they showed like Card Captors and Hamtaro. Yeah. And so I would either catch Card Captors or Hamtaro.
I love that little guy. He's very good. We got the Alpha Wolf Tony says, I wonder what his dance is going to be.
Oh my god.
What's a good dance for a There's the hamster dance.
There's the hamster dance.
He's going to do the hamster dance.
And he's going to do it with his giant mech, and the mech is going to dance too?
Yeah.
Yes.
On board. Get him out of the playtest environment, bring him over to us.
We're here.
We are ready.
All right, so that was all of my thoughts about Hammond the Wrecking Ball, the new hero coming to Overwatch.
He just came in like a wrecking ball.
And it just tore my heart apart and put it back together, and now I love him so much.
But we got some other great stuff we want to talk about as well. Just yesterday, I believe, we got some news that Halo, the TV series, is actually happening for real this time. And it's Red versus Blue Season 4.
You're not going to play with my heart like this again, Erin. I've been told this for years. Yeah. We've been told, oh, no, this time it's real. Like, it's really coming. We promise. It's happening, and then they go and they break my heart. And they say, oh, we were just kidding. It's actually not coming. Apparently this time it's for realsies. 100% real. That was in the statement from Showtime.
Sure.
100% realsies for real.
This sounds like they were just a little too late for April Fool's Day.
Just a little. Just a few months.
It's gonna happen sometime. What song is that?
I don't know.
Maybe this time I'll win. It's maybe Broadway.
In case you didn't know, Erin was a theater major.
We can't talk about it. I just got it stuck in my head.
Not.
You just kept saying it's gonna happen this time, and then I just got that song in my head.
Well, it is actually going to happen this time. Halo the TV series is coming to Showtime of all networks, which is really exciting. I really wasn't expecting that. Honestly, like, when it comes to TV series by video games, like,
no.
I get a little nervous, but Showtime makes some really incredible TV.
Okay, wait, but can you think of what is another video game that got a TV series? Like a whole series?
I guess not one that wasn't animated. I can't think of any live action.
Yeah, that's fair. Halo did have a movie, Forward Unto Dawn. It was a great film about children.
It did. I mean, Final Fantasy has had multiple movies.
That is true.
And there have been a lot of movies about video games that also...
Doom was a great film, and I don't know why you would say otherwise.
Also maybe set the bar pretty low for this TV series. But
Fight me.
Showtime has announced they're partnering with Amblin Entertainment as well as Steven Spielberg. I don't know. They didn't... sort of expand on how they were partnering. They just said that they were to bring the Halo TV series to life. They didn't say exactly what like the plot was going to be, or was it going to be about Master Chief? Was it going to be a story we already know? Yeah. What they did say is that it's set within the Halo universe, and it's going to be a new and epic story that just explores
Master
universe.
Chief's baby when he was a baby. Is he still a baby? Aren't they all children? Aren't they all child soldiers?
No.
Feels like I think a lot of that. Maybe I'm just thinking about Forward into Dawn where they're all small children.
Yes, perhaps. I personally think it's going to be sort of like a Halo ODST kind of situation.
Okay, yeah.
Where we're following like a group of elite soldiers, but not necessarily Master Chief. However, if they do not put a red versus blue reference in this show, then what are we all here for?
I actually have some leaked stills from the first episode here.
Do you?
So this is part of like the title sequence here.
Yeah.
And then it just
it's
weird.
Cuts
hard
right
cut
into that.
Right on into these fun characters that we know and love.
It's weird. It's like I feel like I've seen them before. Like I feel like I know them and I love them from perhaps another Halo-based series.
Couldn't think of one. If you ask me. I gotta catch up on Red vs. Blue. Honestly, I binged all of Ruby and then I was like, let's go back and get up into Red
vs. Blue has been around for a very long time.
Yeah, I watched like the first season and then I was like, all right. Probably
it's so good.
Probably when it first came out, and then I was like, yeah, I'll get back to that, and you know how things happen.
Sheila! Why are there 4 pedals when you can only move 2 directions? Those are the questions we need answered. But they're probably not going to be answered by Halo the TV series, because Showtime is not making a live-action Red vs. Blue. They're taking a story in a new direction that is canonically set in the Halo universe. I think it's going to be really cool. Yeah. I think that our technology is finally there where we can have, like, good-looking space battles.
Yes.
I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited. Let us know how you feel in the comments. I'd love to know whether you think we're going to, like, follow along with maybe, like, an ODST crew, or if we're going to continue on with Master Chief. Yeah. Is Cortana going to be there? Let's talk about this.
Who knows?
So, yeah, Halo's coming. It's exciting. Thumbs up from me.
And also, in Twitch, we're having a big discussion about if Card Captor was better than Hamtaro.
Whoa!
Sort of like where that falls. So, listen, let's not get Bianca started now. Let's just keep it civil, keep it in the comments, at ThinkGeek later.
It's Card Captors. I can't keep it inside my heart. Bianca Card Captors is better than Hamtaro, and I'm not sorry.
I moved too much to keep this hood on my head.
Okay, no, we're taking the hoods off.
Now I just have hood hair.
That's fine.
So we also have other news, some other cool stuff you can check out that isn't just waiting anxiously by the Showtime channel.
Just repeatedly refreshing. Yeah.
Just like channel up, channel down. Channel up, channel down.
Now? It's probably now, though.
Now. I'm going to take this off so I don't feel like I'm like sinking into it. If you need it back again, let me know and I'll put it back up. But yeah, so other stuff that you can tune into right now are the Summer Games Done Quick.
Ooh, Summer Games Done Quick is something I've been enjoying all week. If I didn't have a different Slurp of the week, honestly, Games Done Quick would be mine. So if you are not familiar with Summer Games Done Quick or Games Done Quick as a whole, it's a biannual event, once in the summer, once in the winter, or maybe it's autumn, I'm not sure. Where a bunch of speedrunners get together and play games very, very fast, or sometimes break games so that they can play them even faster. And they do this all in the name of charity. It's like a week-long event, I think. And it just goes on 24 hours a day, and they're playing all sorts of games, from like games you know and love that would make sense as a speedrun, like a Sonic game, to games that you wouldn't expect as a speedrun, like Resident Evil.
Breath of the Wild. How fast can you get and beat Ganon? Like, I
mean, with Breath of the Wild, it's very quickly, because after you get out of that starting area, they're like, well, you can go to Ganon if you want, I guess, but this is not a good idea.
I mean, go for it if you want, but...
So games that you wouldn't ever expect anyone to speedrun, and then, like, games that you've never even heard of, like a game called Pepsi Man, which, look, I know that you know, obviously, what Pepsi Man is. Big Pepsi Man fan since day one.
I literally have no idea. You know what, I saw people talking about Pepsi Man on Twitter, and I was like, that's a goof I just don't get. That's a meme I'm just not into yet.
Okay, well, let me explain to you what this meme is. Let me break it down. Pepsi Man is a very popular game that was basically a reward for reaching a certain amount of money raised for the charity that Summer Games Done Quick is supporting. And once they reach that goal, then they would do a Pepsi Man speed run. And Pepsi Man is a Japanese promotional game released by Pepsi, the American company. Sure. in 1999 for the Japanese PlayStation.
Oh, good.
So you're quite familiar.
So I guess super familiar with that thing.
Uh-huh.
That sounds terrible.
I mean...
It sounds... Okay. It sounds terrible that if in 1999 I wanted to play that thing, that sounds terrible. It sounds actually like we've uncovered some sort of ancient
an ancient gem. Yeah. So a lot of these games aren't necessarily games that are good to play just as they were released, but make excellent speedrunning games, and like you can break them completely and like end up like under the floor or like you jump 24 times in succession on this particular wall, and then it teleports you to the final boss. Lots of really cool things. I watched a Metroid run where you went into this elevator a number of times and then you jumped on the elevator, and after you did that a number of times, it teleports you right at the end to Ridley. And it's just like, you're done now, great.
God, why? How? I understand the idea of how video games work. How does that work? How do
people figure it out?
Yeah.
A lot of times it's mining the code for these sorts of things that they know are going to break. And sometimes it's literally just spending hours and hours jumping against a wall to find out whether or not it's going to break. There's a whole community of speedrunners that do these things every single day, but Summer Games Done Quick and the other Games Done Quick, which I think is Winter, they do this every year, and they raise money for charity. It's a really, really popular streaming event. In fact, as of when I wrote this script, and it's already going to be higher, they've raised over $950,000 for Doctors Without Borders.
Wow.
That's a lot of money, my dude.
Gamers love their charity. No, gamers love watching people do things fast.
And they love their charity at the same time, which is why it's such a win-win. So if you're looking for something to watch, I highly, highly recommend tuning into Summer Games Done Quick. It's really, really fun. You can find it at gamesdonequick.com. You could find it on Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be whatever the featured stream is. And then you can also join their Discord channel and just talk to the rest of the community. It'll be really fun. If you're looking for something to do, I highly recommend it.
Crystalline says, my son was playing a game the other day, and he kept asking me to help him get through this one spot, and then I heard him yell, "Never mind, Mom." I glitched past it. You know, get him into Summer Games Done Quick. He's our next speedrunner. We gotta get him on board. What game is he playing? Let us know. We throw our support behind your son 100%.
100%. We would donate for him. Does he play Pepsi Man? Asking the real question.
No one plays. The fact that anyone owns a copy of this game is insane to me.
Have you seen screenshots of it? I will show you after the show. It's very funny. It's like a man in a Pepsi morph suit jumping over obstacles as he runs away from like a Pepsi can. I think that's how it, or it's like running over obstacles in search of a Pepsi can. A little unclear. It is all in Japanese.
It is perfect. Lee on Facebook also says they want a recommendation on what game has like a good community, especially for us who are both women gamers. Like, what game do you think has a good supportive community? I honestly do think that Overwatch does when you play with the right people. I think it's very easy to find a very good supportive group of people who play Overwatch with you and will play consistently. I'm not in that group. I am supportive, not consistent. But I also think generally, one, it has got good tools for just turning off nonsense chat, but also that the people who are playing, especially like quick play or arcade games, are a pretty good supportive community.
It really depends on what sort of game you're looking for. I've found some really awesome groups of female gamers. I found them through Reddit on a subreddit called Our Girl Gamers, and they have a Discord channel, and they play everything. They're putting together groups for like Don't Starve Together. They're putting together groups for Overwatch, for World of Warcraft, for even like Warhammer and Warframe. Yeah. They cover the gamut of everything. I highly recommend, if you're looking for a group of supportive gamers in a community, you check out Reddit. There are ones that, and obviously I don't think you have to be female to join Our Girl Gamers, you just have to be respectful. That's the one that I joined when I was looking for like cool ladies to play games with. But there are plenty everywhere, especially like if you look into indie games, there are a ton of really supportive, awesome communities that love people who constantly contribute and are passionate about their games. You can help even develop a game if you get in, you know, like an early access Discord. I highly recommend checking out some of the indie Discords, games, and communities.
Yeah.
They're really fun and passionate, and so far nobody has been a jerk to me. So that's my recommendation.
I love it. That's very thoughtful.
All right, we have one last thing.
I was hoping I could get you off topic so we don't have to talk about it.
No, we're going to talk about this.
This next piece of news Bianca shared with me, and I, like, watched the video, and at first I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then there was something that I saw in that video that just, like, filled my heart with fear.
Which is a weird reaction.
It's something, I think it was
like a primal.
It was some, like, uncanny valley nonsense.
Okay.
Tell the people what video I watched.
So basically, Disney has been developing robots that do stunts, like for movies, action movies, entertainment. They've been developing robots because safety, right?
Yeah.
But now these robots can do aerial stunts, and they've learned to crawl, and most terrifyingly, they're now learning how to use their legs even when damaged or injured, which is actually like a really big step forward in robotech, because robots have a real problem with, like, once the protocol is broken, they're like,
they don't know,
does not compute, don't know what to do.
Mostly because we haven't reached, like, robots with AI that, like, can problem solve in that way, if you don't fill it with if this then that sort of statements.
So when you watch those really funny videos from, like, Boston Dynamics where the robots, like, fall over.
Just be nice to the robots.
Those are robots who have encountered a problem where they're like, I am damaged, or, you know, if situation is not like situation I've been programmed for, I don't know what to do. Well, now these stunt robots are actually learning how to move when damaged unexpectedly, which is both really cool from a scientific point of view and terrifying as a human who one day will have to fight against them.
Fight these robots
in the robot uprising that is coming at some time.
Like, okay, so I think what Disney has done, creating these stuntronics that they're calling them, is really, really cool. Absolutely, once we finish streaming, obviously. I want you to all Google Stuntronics and watch this new video where they're like launching themselves first into the air and then like making coordinated landings in nets in foam pads, like a normal stunt actor would do, but get
yeah, you know, like at the circus when the acrobats like launch off of the, what is it called? It's like the swing where they're handlebars and they trapeze. Thank you. Yes. Swing, handlebars, acrobats. I got there.
We're there together.
Excuse me. They're like trapeze artists. That's what they're doing, these stunts that they're doing. One, they look like the robot from Lost in Space.
See, I would say that they don't. I would say that they look more like the robot from iRobot. They look like Sunny.
I think they look like if those
two had a baby. Okay, I will be on that with you.
And they're just like kind of launching them in the air.
This is one that clearly is Iron Man.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is a Disney joint.
Yeah.
And Disney is clearly like, maybe we shouldn't launch Robert Downey Jr. into space when we need a stunt.
We need all that money.
And also, it's very expensive to hire a bunch of computer animators to make Robert Downey Jr. safely fly in space. So let's just launch this poor robot into space and see what happens. And that's what they've done. And it looks really good. Like, I could see this being just like, you just put a little filter over him, and that's just Iron Man.
There's Iron Man right there.
But the thing is that when Iron Man lands and his poor feet get crushed underneath his body, the thing is he can still move. And he can still crawl and still ostensibly kill you. Because we've learned nothing from Black Mirror.
We just need to be nice to robots. I will say it again.
Did they not watch the finale of Westworld? It's like they didn't watch the season finale of Westworld, which aired last Sunday.
Yeah.
Because if they had, then maybe they wouldn't be teaching these robots how to crawl and function while damaged.
Yeah, because that's never good.
Seesaw motor functions isn't a good, like, stopgap. It's not like the end-all be-all. You need something else, and most of the time that's blowing out a robot's legs, because then they can't hurt you, but these ones can, and they're coming for you.
Rosie says, do you want Terminator? Because this is how you get Terminator.
You're not wrong, Rosie, and that's the thing about it.
Anyone who's confused how the giveaway is going to work is very shortly, about 10 minutes, I think, it'll be closed for good. And then we will announce here at the end who won.
Yep.
And I will, not that I want you to stop watching, but we will also email you because you've supplied your email address.
Correct. All right, so we've talked about some of the cool things that have happened this week in news, and now it's time for us to talk about the best things that have happened to us this week. It's time for Slurp of the Week. Surprise!
Surprise! Bianca cheated at the very last second. She put her hood up so that my hand's on the mouse changing it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is how I have looked the whole stream.
That's what your face has always looked like.
This is what my face is always like. I'm sorry, what?
Well, normal Bianca, what's your slurp of the week?
Actually, my slurp of the week is very, it fits for Snorlax. Like, Snorlax, this would be Snorlax's slurp of the week. And first I'll explain what a slurp of the week is, because I bet that some people in the comments are confused.
Yes.
If this is your first time watching, slurp of the week is not what you're thinking. Shame on you. Slurp of the week is the absolute best thing that happened to you this week, even if your week was like really crappy. It's like that one point of light that made everything kind of okay for a bit. Or if you had a really dope week,
it was just like the coolest thing.
It was like the coolest thing that happened.
Yeah.
And we love telling you what ours were, and we love hearing what yours were as well, because it makes my week better.
Yeah. I love getting excited about the stuff that you guys get excited about. And I love when you guys get excited about what we're excited about. Yes. We're all perfect geeks, and we all just want to geek out together. So
let me tell you what I've been geeking out about this week.
Please tell me.
I've been doing a lot of like nighttime projects and work that like requires half of my attention, but I like to have something going on in the background, maybe something on the TV that I, not like a Westworld where I need to be like taking
Handmaid's
notes.
Tale.
But something that I can just sort of glance up every now and then
Handmaid's
and enjoy.
Tale,
yeah, okay. And for me that week, it has been exploring a show that everyone knows and loves, but I somehow just got into, and that is The Great British Baking Show. Let me tell you.
Look at these beautiful
these beautiful British people. I love them. They are the hosts of The Great British Baking Show. It is a show on Netflix that puts a bunch of bakers in competition with each other to make really amazing, almost like mind-bogglingly complicated baked goods.
Yes.
Like, these are things, like, I've never heard of, and they'll be like, yes, please, bake a Swedish princess cake. And I'm like, what the heck is that?
But
and then all of the bakers are like, yes, the Swedish princess cake of my childhood.
Right, and then everyone's like, oh, my grandma used to make the best Swedish princess cake. And then, the person at the workstation next to them is just like, oh, because my grandma made my favorite Swedish. And you're just like, how does everyone know what these baked goods are?
Do you know what my grandma made? She made funfetti cake from a box. And it was great. And I'm that's not a, rag on my grandma. Funfetti cake is dope. But I've been really enjoying watching these British people bake really complicated baked goods in a tent for like a month. It's been great, and it's
perfect.
It's a great show that's like really uplifting. Everyone supports each other, and it's not, cutthroat like other competition reality shows have been.
They're so supportive.
And like even when like the cake falls apart or like one guy throws his dish on the ground because he's really mad, all the hosts come over and they're like, "Oh,
it's okay,
Ian. It's okay. It's fine. You are going home, but we love you so much.
But we're so proud of you.
We're so proud of you.
We're so
proud of you." So it's been really great as I'm like working at night to like also hear British people like giving me like advice.
Affirmations.
That you're doing such a good job. And then at the end, I'll glance up every, 10 minutes, and they've made this like amazing, beautiful thing in 2 minutes. And I'm like, it takes me 10 hours to like bake a really crabby cake that looks like nothing.
And also the problem though is watching this show, you just get very hungry.
All the time.
And you're just like, what bakery is open?
And then at the end, you're like, I bet I could make that. But you can't. You can't make that. It does give you a false sense of like skill, I guess. Also, today, there are new episodes of Nailed It, which is my other favorite reality baking. Yeah, I guess it's all baking.
Forget You, Great British Bake Off, Nailed It.
Here's the thing. That's a tough choice. Nailed It, we've talked about before. Very funny, humorous Netflix show where they take people who don't know how to bake at all and they're like, bake this very complicated thing, and then you have to look at the very bad thing that they made. And that show is just me.
Favorite. It's my favorite.
So you've got like two ends of the spectrum, extremely skilled and then not.
So my slurp of the week almost was that Nailed It season 2 was coming, but
I stole that.
As I haven't watched it yet, I don't think it's very exciting, but it's probably not the best thing of the week. And I would say that the best thing, the thing I got most excited about was I started a new podcast.
Ooh.
Not me making a podcast, me listening.
Although she does have her own podcast.
We're not going to talk about those. Those are off ThinkGeek time.
You can find them
if you look hard enough. Great. No, I started listening to a new podcast on the Maximum Fun Network. It's called Bubble.
Ooh.
And it's their first scripted podcast on that network. There's not much to look here now. It's just the logo so you can recognize it if you guys want to check it out. And I would sort of say like it's a spiritual successor to Night Vale in that sort of...
It's in that sort of same vein.
Of like, kind of like...
Bizarrist.
A little bit. I would say it's more sci-fi than bizarre, except that it is bizarre sci-fi. Like, it's weird. But it's more like a radio drama. So I think it started from, like, an unused pilot that I believe was on the podcast Dead Pilot Society.
Yeah.
And then they expanded on that to make a podcast. There are 3 episodes up now, and I've really enjoyed them. They're about 30 minutes each, and
Oh, that's short.
Yeah, they're short. They're easy to listen to. I got
good for like a drive in to work.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I've been using them for. So I just started listening to it this week. I got all 3 of them up in my ears this week, and I really like it. The main characters are good. They've got tons of, if you know anything about podcasts, if you listen to any other podcasts, they've got tons of guests that you would recognize from Night Vale, even from Thrilling Adventure Hour, from basically they asked everyone on their network to contribute to some. I'm waiting for the McElroys episode eventually, but
so would you say it's more like serious sci-fi, or is it humorous?
It's humorous sci-fi. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
In one episode, I think it's that they live on a planet that is surrounded by a bubble, right? So there's like a harsh wilderness of like monsters they call imps living outside the bubble, but this big tech company has built these bubbles that contain normal humanity, sort of, more or less. Basically, if you were like, Google built you a pod to live in, a city to live in. And then there's like an app for some of the people who like used to live in the brush to like called Hunter, where
is there no? It's HUNTR.
Yeah, where our main character Morgan fights the imps that get into the bubble.
Got it.
But it's like it's really funny and it's short and easy to listen to, and I would just recommend giving it a try. Well,
now you have something to watch and something to listen to this weekend, so you are all set, really. All right.
Let's see what some other people are saying about slurps.
Yeah, let's read your slurps of the week.
Cassandra, slurp of the week is that I am on vacation from work.
All right. Scroll a little bit for me, if you will. Nita's slurp of the week is getting to see her eldest son for an early birthday surprise.
Oh, congratulations, Nita, and happy birthday to your son.
Yeah.
Kathleen, in response, I assume, to your slurp, says, that show let me know I was missing out on thousands of pies. Different types of pies.
Oh my god, some of the things they make I've never heard of, but afterwards I'm like, I want to eat that right now.
Jeanette makes it seem like she's turned a negative into a positive. Their systems crashed at work. Everyone's work got to be canceled, and they spent the day remaking their intake forms the way they want them. Work-based arts and craft. Well, that's great. That's awesome.
Paul says his slurp of the week was binging Luke Cage Season 2.
Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to watch it. As I mentioned, I was watching the Great British Baking Show all week, but it is on my list of things to check out.
Elizabeth, slurp of the week is Lego Incredibles. Colin from ThinkGeek says, funfetti cake. Rosie's grandma made the best vodka martinis, obviously. Arden says, found a new to me MMO to play with my husband.
Now I want to know what it is. Please tell me what it is.
Arden, tell us. Kyle's recommending QI, a pub quiz with celebrities.
Oh.
Like Whose Line, because the points are made up, and everyone just laughs. I've watched a couple episodes of QI.
Yeah, see if there are any slurps on...
Yeah, you just keep looking. I'll just lean over here, and then we'll talk about these beautiful products that we've been hiding with our bodies.
Absolutely. I'm just checking for more slurps of the week. Kendra says, my slurp of the week would be winning the last unicorn. We hear you, Kendra. We're pulling for you, but our opinions matter nothing
to a random number generator.
It is done by a random number generator.
Dr. Quinzel 79 says the second season of Glow. That's the wrestling one. The 80s.
Wait, is that out?
Yeah. Netflix is just churning good content for us to consume.
I love Glow.
Bianca's going to be out next week now. That's when 4th of July is just going to be. She's no fireworks, just closed up in her house, just binging.
Alan says, have you talked about Disenchantment on Netflix yet? We haven't, but in case you didn't hear, Matt, oh God, I'm terrible at saying his last name. Groening?
What are you trying to say? I wasn't listening.
Matt
Groening.
Is that it? Is that it?
The guy who does The Simpsons.
The guy who does The Simpsons.
Family Guy.
Family Guy, Futurama. No,
Futurama. I'm literally just like, the F confused me. Futurama and the other one. It's not Matt Groening, is it?
Matt Groening. Yeah, Futurama. Not Family Guy. Not
just correct
Simpsons.
Us. We're a mess.
Wait, no, yes, Simpsons.
Is Simpsons?
Definitely does Futurama. Anyway, he has a new show coming to Netflix. It's called Disenchantment, and it's like a fantasy show. It is.
Yeah.
It is Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
All right, Futurama
was right
and the
first
Simpsons.
time. Yeah.
He has a new show coming to Netflix. It's based on like fairy tales and fantasy, and it's called Disenchantment. So you can bet that they're going to turn that on the head.
Yeah.
It seems to be very humorous. I watched the trailer. It seemed pretty funny. It stars a lady character, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, which is good. I'm excited.
I like lady heroes. What can I say?
Doesn't?
So it seems like it's going to be a good one.
Leonard said there were dogs last week. Where are the cats?
They're here.
I would die.
No, they're here. They're being cats.
They're cats. You just can't see them playing.
They're laying. They're not messing with anything. They don't care about us. In fact, they would prefer if we weren't here. So there are cats, and you will never know when there aren't cats. So take that.
That's true.
All right, let's talk about some of the products that are behind us.
If we have to.
Let's first talk about the last unicorn statue, which we did show earlier. But I'm actually going to take off of her stand now. It's all right. Man, I feel like I owned this as a kid. Not with the stand, just alone.
Did they make a unicorn? Did they make a last unicorn statue?
Not a statue, like
or a toy?
A child's toy.
Did they?
For children. And it was, it was not as detailed and beautiful as this. And I used to like make it go everywhere because I was a weird horse kid. And that was my life. That
makes sense to me, yeah.
But as you can see, she's really, really pretty. And the details are really outrageous. One, let's talk about her eyelashes. I want my eyelashes to look like that.
And you can. Just cut them off of her and put them...
That's so creepy. Just cut them off and put them on your own face.
Right. Sorry.
But she's really beautiful, and she definitely won't turn into sea foam in your hands. I highly recommend picking her up if you don't win her at the end of the episode. She also, as we mentioned, and as you just saw me remove, she does come with her own stand. It has some really cool, like, mermaid scale details on the grass, and then some flowers there to just make things look a little prettier,
And you can use her as a toy, apparently.
Well, not this one, but the one that I had as a child.
We liked to have toys we're the perfect capitalist family here, for like every movie we watched.
Of course.
We ended up with, from a Swan Princess birthday party that my sister had, we had these little Swan Princess figures. So you get Odette as a swan, and then the prince.
I loved the Swan Princess.
One of Odette's arms fell off, but we didn't care. It's just, they weren't toys, they were like cake toppers. I don't know.
Yes.
That was my favorite thing.
So earlier, we totally messed up Or Matt Groening's.
Okay, Matthew says it's Matt Groening. I don't know.
Groening.
Yes, but it is Simpsons. Everyone in
Thank
the
you.
comments was mad that we kept being confused.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons as a child because it was not appropriate for my age. And thus I never watched it, and that's why I didn't know, and I'm sorry. You can blame my parents, but they're very nice people, so don't. So speaking of Futurama, we have... the Planet Express ship. This thing is really, really cool. So right now I've taken it off its stand. It's not lit up right now because we do not have batteries. But if we did, can I turn it on?
You have to turn it on when it's on the stand.
Oh, do I?
Yes. But you can. I tested it before we...
Oh my god.
It might be hard to see because we are also in light.
Oh no, you can kind of see it.
It does light up.
It does light up. The windows light up, the front window lights up, and then of course the back sort of exhaust slash rocket
you
ship
can
area.
You can sort of see it in this picture I have prepared for you.
Yes. But there are magnets attached to the bottom of the ship so that it just really quickly and securely attaches to the base. It is really detailed and really cool. It's available now at ThinkGeek.com.
Yeah.
I highly recommend picking it up if you're a Matt Groening fan.
Matt Groening.
Got it that time.
Just like Bart. I shouldn't.
Just like Bart.
I think that's my problem, that I can't say it right.
We're also wearing some really awesome kigurumis. Oh, I already have my hood up. I didn't even notice. Yeah, put it on down there. This is our show now.
I mean, I can't run it if I can't see.
I can't see anything. But we have some awesome new kigurumis on the website. We have Gengar, we have Snorlax, and then we also have Gur from Invader Zim. Gur, I think, is my favorite, but I think he was stolen by one of our coworkers, so he wasn't an option today.
Oh, I could have picked him. I just thought we should be matching Pokemon.
Oh, well, that's fair.
My bad, sorry.
But what you can see is that Gur's suit has that really oversized zipper that actually matches Gur's zip-up dog suit from Invader Zim. Yeah. Look, this is a throwback, but I grew up on Invader Zim, so obviously that's what I had to go with.
Yes.
It's so cute.
They've all have like thumb holes for your little hands.
I can't show you because I'm rolling mine up as far as possible. It's very hot. I cannot stress
very
that
toasty.
enough.
They've got side pockets. They've got like the elastic cuffs and ankle cuffs.
Mm-hmm. One size fits all. They're really comfy. They're like wearing a blanket, which is normally great when you're in like AC, but the AC on this side of the office is not great back here in this swampy studio.
Which is so weird because the conference room literally 2 feet away is an icicle, but you move into here, it's just like different biomes. We live in Zootopia here. So this is a perfect nice like thing to curl up with at night. Yeah. And for obviously those cool summer nights. It's actually, we're warm because we are in a warm office sitting next to each other and a warm computer, but I think that like, it gets kind of chilly sometimes around a campfire. Just onesie.
And obviously it's going to transition into winter very well.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done kigurumis. We've done these awesome statues.
Now, tell me, Bianca, do you recognize in this jungle you must wait until the dice read 5 or 8?
I do. It's from Jumanji.
Yes, just like these beautiful statues we have up here.
Ooh, let's pull one down. What do you want? Do you want the elephant, the rhino, the monkey, or the crocodile?
Ooh, I would like you to reach for the monkey, because obviously we're thinking.
We're obviously... Oh, and he's even green. How perfect.
He's our monkey. So what you can't tell from this picture I'm showing you here is the actual size that they are. Mm-hmm. They're bigger. I've done a slow swipe down like an idiot here. Hello! And here's our beautiful monkey that's up here.
Yes. So yes, he is a bit larger than the actual original game pieces, but
about 4 inches tall here.
But that's just because the original game pieces are really hard to display. They're just very small, so if you were trying to put them on your shelf, no one would ever be able to see them. So we enlarged them a bit, but it would also work. You know how they have like giant Jenga and like lawn games like that?
Make a giant Jumanji.
Giant Jumanji. No, so that means that the lion is then also 4 times bigger, and any of the things that you roll are then 4 times bigger. So actually, Terrible idea.
Van Pelt. Giant Van Pelt for you.
Don't do this. Just enjoy them on your shelf safely where they belong. But they're like weighty. I think they're made from resin.
And they've got felt on the bottom, correct. They are solid polyresin, and they've got little felt feet on the bottom so that you won't scratch any of your surfaces that you use them on.
And they look just like the ones from the classic Jumanji movie.
Okay, so, like, there's this thing that I love with these is that you can have, like, a classy adult apartment. Not that all geek paraphernalia is not adult. You're an adult, you get to decide what that means. But if you are, like, you know, trying to Pinterest your house or whatever, you can put these in a library on a shelf, like, display them somewhere, and you know what they are, but maybe not everyone who walks in that. Sometimes people are just like, oh, did you get that at Pier 1?
Yeah, I think it's what many people would call geek chic, which is just a hint of geek for when, I don't know, maybe your stodgy old boss comes over for dinner. Is that a thing people do anymore? I don't know. I work at this company where, like, obviously my home is filled with, like, Overwatch paraphernalia,
so yeah. But you've decorated with dinosaurs, actually.
I have. My whole house is dinosaur and space themed. Yeah. That's the two things that I came up with. Which is dinosaur and space, and it looks beautiful.
Which is exactly why you want to steal this sleep set behind me, covered in dinosaurs here.
I do. In fact, I'm, like, not joking, I'm going to steal this. I'm going to have to ask the merchant for it. But basically, this is like, whatever those pajamas as a kid that you wore.
Underoos!
Underoos!
Not in the shot anymore.
These are adult underoos, and they're covered in dinosaurs. They do come with boxers underneath as well. It comes in a set. I love them. And do I wear boxers on the reg? No, not to work, but to lounge around the house.
Maybe.
Heck yeah! I really want this. It's really cool and bright. It reminds me of my pajamas of yore from when I was a young child watching Card Captors after school.
So I think it's also, like, if you don't want to lounge in, like, a full-on kigurumi, pick up one of our sleep sets. The dinosaur one's my favorite, but we also have Link. Well, Legend of Zelda. We have Link, both Breath of the Wild and Classic in his green tunic.
Yes.
And we also have a Mario one, which I think the underwear for that one.
We also, if you would prefer a more female cut, we do have a pajama set that says catnap, except it's written in, like, the periodic elements. And it's got cats on a periodic elements, like, print going on. It's very cute.
Yeah. And I love them, and I think they're so great.
And honestly, you can buy those, and then when you get cold at night, you just put the loungers on top. Double the geek. Geeks all the way down. Every layer of the Shrek onion is geek. Perfect. We're all Shrek on the inside.
We're all Shrek.
I'm glad we got there. That was the whole point of this show, is to teach you that we're all Shrek, and now we can just... We're done.
Yeah. Why don't you take your beautiful girl down, and we'll draw some winners for her.
My beautiful girl. My beautiful... I forget her name, actually. It's been a minute since I watched The Last Unicorn.
Tell us her name, so I don't have to Google it.
I really loved it as a kid. Like, a lot of people were into, like, Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal. I watched a lot of The Last Unicorn. I watched a lot of Sword in the Stone.
Love it.
That was my jam. And, of course, The Rescuers, because my name is Bianca, and The Rescuers had a mouse named Bianca, and
right, she was.
I never saw my name. You know, like, when you would go to, like, Disneyland and they would have all of those keychains that have your name on them, and there was always, like, Kim and Tammy and Sarah. There's never a Bianca. And so when it came out and there was a mouse named Bianca, like, I was there, and I was all about it. But anyway, this is our beautiful girl, and I did promise that I would smooch her. So I'm about to do that.
What's her name?
What's her name? Oh, boy.
Amalthea?
Amalthea? Boy, I need to go home and watch this. That's what I'm going to do this weekend. And you have a homework assignment, too, and it's to go watch Anastasia.
I thought you were going to yell at me for your Last Unicorn.
Well, that, too. Yeah, what have you been doing?
That's my bad.
What have you been doing with your life? All right, I'm going to smooch her so that she doesn't feel offended that Erin has never seen her movie.
I'm sorry I've never seen your movie. Oh, right on the nose.
She's perfect. Also, I would like to clarify, because this question came up a number of times when we first posted our Last Unicorn statue. She is licensed through ITV, which is the company that owns the rights to the movie version. of The Last Unicorn. This is not licensed through the very bad man that doesn't give Peter Beagle his money. So you don't have to worry about that. We love supporting creators, and
we love her.
That's why we have her. And she's beautiful, and she's legally good.
Megan, I will play The Witcher 3. I promise you I'll play it. I'm so sorry. Megan, I know we wanted to talk about it, and I will play it.
I've played The Witcher 3.
I know, it's my homework.
You have a lot of homework. Look, The Witcher 3 is not like a 60-hour game.
I'm my own woman.
The Witcher 3 is like 120 to 140 hours.
I'm my own woman, and I just do what I want.
You're just going to play Overwatch. You're going to play with the hamster boy.
I love that boy. All right, we do have some winners for our beautiful unicorn princess.
All right, our first winner for our unicorn princess, Erin asked today, what is the movie you love most from your childhood? And of course, this person, I feel like they were like just gunning.
They were just really trying to get it, yeah.
But this person said The Last Unicorn, and our winner is Danielle S.
Congrats, Danielle.
Congrats, Danielle. If The Last Unicorn really is your favorite movie from childhood,
congrats.
Congratulations, because this thing is really, really cool. Erin, you want to do the second one?
Yeah, sure. Our second winner is Catherine G.
Catherine G.
Congratulations, Catherine. What movie do you love the most from your childhood? Catherine said The Lion King. Great movie. Bianca and I talked today about how she was more of a fan of Lion King 2 growing up.
Look, I loved the original Lion King. Loved it so much. However, Lion King 2 really spoke to me in a way that the other one didn't. And nobody knows about it. It's a beautiful story. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. As Erin so deftly put it earlier, if Lion King is Hamlet, because it is, then Lion King 2 is Hamlet 2, Romeo and Juliet. Except it doesn't end sad, because it's Disney.
It's Disney. I mean, might begin sad. Where are Kovu's parents?
Good question.
Is Scar...
He's just from the wrong side of the tracks, okay? He's misunderstood.
Is Scar his dad, and we just don't want to talk about it because that means that Kiara and Kovu are related? Is Scar his dad? I know it's not. I know he's not.
No, he's Uncle. Didn't they call him Uncle Scar?
That's what Simba called him.
Oh, you're right.
Anyway, well, let's not get
We have a lot of thoughts about this. We're gonna do some research.
Yeah.
And think about it. No, he can't be.
He looks just like Scar.
Dies.
No, I understand the logistics. Just saying.
No, you're wrong.
Fine.
And you get out of here.
I'm sorry.
With your bad fan theories.
I'm just asking. He looks just like Scar. I get that we're supposed to show that he's like a bad lion. I'm just saying.
Erin has a lot of homework to do this weekend.
Mind your own business.
So we're going to go ahead and peace out so that Erin can go play The Witcher 3 and watch like 3 different movies and 2 Netflix shows.
Bye, I'm going on vacation.
We'll be back next week. Erin will be on vacation, but I will have something fun planned for you. So be sure to tune in, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
We love all of you. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.